Cope and seethe, lefties. Republican lawmakers are backing dozens of bills targeting racial discrimination in educational environments. And the left is not happy about it. Awesome. So what does this mean? There are several southern states and western states that are proposing legislation to ban diversity quotas, inclusivity quotas, diversity platforms, and other forms of racial and sexual discrimination, which is exactly what the Civil Rights Act was about. So, we're moving slightly towards the center, I suppose, and the communists in the left wing are going to be seething over this, as they deserve. So, is there really anything else of importance to say regarding this issue? Not really. These are all proposed in states that have a supermajority Republicans in both chambers of the legislature, and then in most cases they have a Republican governor, except for Kansas. But I believe that it has a veto-proof majority in both chambers. So there's not really anything the Democrats can do about getting these programs to stick around. Unless, of course, they're going to focus all efforts in D.C. to simply use the Department of Agriculture to say, well, you're not getting any money unless you put in these programs, like they're doing right now. So what you're getting is a federal battle where the Biden administration is saying, well, you're going to teach your children how to use sex toys, and if you don't want to do that, well, you're not going to get any highways. That's how federal funding works. So for any state legislature, or legislator or senator, if you're listening, how about you make sure that your own state is self-sufficient? And with that I mean make sure that, for an example, the state of Texas does not require federal funds to operate in standard procedures. Or in the case of Florida, or in the case of Montana, Nebraska, I don't really give a shit which state you are from. How about you make sure that you don't need federal dollars for anything? Because as long as you need federal dollars, they can force you to do anything you want. Anything they want. So, for an example, there have been more than 100 efforts from history, and this started in, I believe, the 1950s, to lower the drinking age from 21 to 18 in some states. And what the federal government simply says is, well, you can pass this bill if you want, but you're not going to get a single federal dollar anymore. Oopsie. So if you're self-sufficient, you can lower those things as well. Because you're not going to get any dollar anymore. There's no stick incentive anymore. Which is what it's all about. D.C. doesn't rule out of kindness, it rules out of fear. So if you take away the fear, or the incentive to be afraid, well, you can do basically anything you want. And watch the federales cope and seethe. Just like the communists are in California. Thank you kindly for watching. See you next time. Cheers.